Hey everyone, welcome into my Makeup Love office. Today I want to talk about an important product in your makeup kit that a lot of times gets overlooked, and that is primer. Now, I've had a lot of people say to me, isn't primer just one of those things they try to upsell you at the beauty counter? I always used to think the same thing. I thought, it's really not necessary. You don't need primer. I mean, you're going to be using foundation. Why do you need primer underneath it? I think it's just something to get you to spend more money. Until I actually got a primer free as part of a kit that I bought, and I used it for the first time and thought, oh, I'll give it a try, whatever. Oh my goodness, what a game changer. And once I tried it, I could not go without it. So let's talk a little bit about primer. Primer does for your face the same thing primer would do for your wall when you're painting. So think about it like that. You wouldn't put paint on a bare wall without priming it first, right? Otherwise, your product's not going to stick to the wall properly. It's not going to coat the wall properly. It may absorb too much into your drywall. You're just not going to get that good finish that you really want. And taking the time to prime your walls is really important and saves you a lot of headaches in the long run. If you've ever painted a house, you know what I'm talking about. Well, it's the same thing with this kind of primer. Using a primer on your skin before you apply your foundation does the same thing. It's going to even out your skin tone. It's going to leave a nice smooth surface for you to apply your foundation. That way, if you have any dry patches, any uneven skin texture, blemishes, and what have you, wrinkles and creases, it's gonna help level things out so that you've got a nice smooth surface for your foundation to stick to. So then when you do apply your foundation, or in my case happens to be BB cream, and I go ahead and I apply that, it's going to stick to my face better. It's going to give me a nice smooth finish. It's not going to streak. And it's going to help my foundation last longer. Now, I did a little experiment, and it's hard to see on camera. I was impressed with the results, especially when I look from farther away. I'm going to have to put my glasses on for this. But I took an orange. I don't know if you've ever seen this little experiment before. I put primer on one side. I didn't use primer on the other side, and I applied foundation. Now, taking a look up close might be a little more deceptive, but I think when you look from farther away, it gives you an even better impression. Can you tell which side has the primer? It's this side. If you notice, there's more streaking on this side. There's a lot of patchiness where some areas the foundation really stuck to the orange and in other spots it didn't. And I applied it the exact same way. I used the kabuki brush and I just used a tapping motion just like I do on my face. And on this side, I just think the coverage is a lot more even. Yeah, you can still see the natural texture of the orange, the bumpiness underneath on both sides. But I just feel like this side, it's a lot smoother and more even. And if you look at it from farther away, and this is really hard to do, but when you look at it from back here like this, I think it's really obvious which side has the primer on it. So if you are not currently using primer, I urge you to get yourself a good primer. I happen to use one that is called Illuminating. It has like a little bit of shimmer to it, which I really like, but you can also get some that are just a plain primer. But get yourself a primer and start trying it and see if you notice the difference between using primer and not using primer with your foundation or BB cream or whatever it is that you're using for coverage. So let me know what you think when you try it and tell me about your results. If you enjoyed this tutorial, I hope you'll give me a like and a share. Hit that bell so you know when I have a new video out. I appreciate you being here as always. Until next time, see ya.